For those that are new here, my name is Angela Bosley, and I represent White Africana. And the reason why I chose White Africana Global Travels as my company name is because that is me, White Africana. I work for African people. Okay, my passion is Africa. I lived in Africa for 4.5 years, and that is what I do. I assist people in every aspect of immigration. It could be to Canada, it could be to the US, but right now we are focused on the new program, the Caregiver to Permanent Resident status in Canada. Okay, so let's go through our presentation. That is who I am. As you see, I'm wearing traditional attire. Nigerian, actually. I was in Nigeria for 4.5 years. We did have an office under a different name. We don't have an office there again, because when I chose to come back to Canada, I am working remotely and through video and everything to help people who want to come. I'm very, very transparent as a person, but also as a business. I do have a very great, an amazing team in Nigeria who specialize in different areas of our programs. So please, when I say that they are part of our team, you can trust that they are doing the right thing by the company and by you, an individual. Okay, so since 2016, I've been actively helping Africans to Canada and the US and some other programs as well. So there was a program for the Caregiver pilot program that just recently ended in June 17th this year. Now, that program was a little more difficult for people to come to Canada to be caregivers. Okay, the previous program has been more difficult as the requirements were much more difficult to obtain because it really required Canadian work experience. Well, a lot of people abroad don't have that experience. So they had to really look at this program and think of a way to have people come to Canada, because we are in dire need for caregivers here because of a couple reasons. One, mothers are going out to work more, and so they need childcare at home. And also, our baby boomers are retiring, so they need some special care. Okay, so they came up with this pathway, change some of the requirements that's going to make it easier for you to come to Canada as a permanent resident. Okay, the caregivers include 2 categories: the home childcare worker. Okay, like I said, childcare workers in home, private homes, taking care of children. Okay, other job-related titles, as you will, are babysitter, caregiver, live-in caregiver, childcare provider in a private home, a nanny, a parent's helper, those types of things. So if that's what you're doing in your country, definitely consider working with children. The other category is the home support worker. Now, I posted these in the chat so you have a better understanding what we are looking for in Canada. There's so many different titles, especially in the home support worker, that you can look and you can see. So some other examples are like the home support worker, home care worker, live-in caregiver, persons with disabilities, live-in caregivers for seniors, so on and so forth. Okay, so if you feel that you have that, definitely do talk to me. So the home care, child care providers are that. They come into the home. Women are traditionally working more outside of the home than being a stay-at-home parent or the stay-at-home mom. Okay, so they rather have someone come into the home to care for their children than to put them into daycare. And I can understand that. Okay. Children are more comfortable at home than being in a public environment where there's a lot of other kids and so on and so forth. Then we have our support workers, our home support workers. Now, they work with the elderly. Okay, like I said, our population is very aging. It's very much aging right now as the baby boomers are getting of age. Okay, and we want to support them to be able to stay at home more. Okay, yes, we have retirement homes, we have old age homes, things like that, but our population now are more strong to stay at home, and they just need a little bit of support. So again, if you're working with the aging population, this will definitely be a program that will be good for you. Okay. It's helping those people within a residence. Okay. So they don't have to be relocated into a facility. More and more people don't want to do that. Okay. Then we have our home support workers that are working with people with disability. Now that can be all range. It doesn't have to be just the elderly. No, we have children that need special care, into adulthood, into our seniors. So there's a wide range of working with disabilities. Now, if that's your passion to work with someone with a disability, it could be anything. It could be someone in a wheelchair. It could be someone who is blind. It could be someone that had a tragic accident and needs more support. So it's a wide range when it comes to working with disabilities. The previous care program, the home child care worker, you had to care for children, okay? You did not need to live with the employer, or the foster parenting experience was not counted in that program. You needed to work with individuals, individual families, and you had to have a minimum of 5 CLB language proficiency exam results, okay? So people are always afraid to do their IELTS, their language proficiency exam, but trust me, it's a lot better now. The requirements are a lot less. You needed to have relevant education, okay? So learning about how to work with people in the healthcare or with disabilities or childcare, you needed to have relevant education, but you did not need to have work experience, okay? With a home support worker, same thing. Care for someone at the, as a home support worker. Location can't be in an institution. It had to be private. You don't live with, you weren't living in the employer's home, you were living outside the home with individual families. And again, the education was relevant and no work experience was necessary with your minimum 5 CLB on your language proficiency. So the new requirements now, okay, is you only need a CBL of 4 on your IELTS exam. Now, this is very basic, okay? Anyone that has some sort of knowledge of English will pass it and will do fine, okay? So you don't have to worry about getting higher than 4. 4 is the minimum. If you get better than that, great, but minimum of 4. Straightforward. It's very easy to get 4. You're not looking at the 7, 8, 9 level like you do in professional occupations, but level 4. So basic English, if you can read and write, you will be fine. Okay. Now, the only education you need on this program now is secondary school, senior secondary school certificate equivalent to our high school. Okay, that is the minimum. Okay, but you do need to have some relevant work experience. Work experience is key. Now, that is very easy to obtain. Minimum 6 months relevant work experience in a paid position or a voluntary position. Okay, you don't necessarily have to have a lot of experience, but with children, have some support, letter of support when it comes to proving that you have experience. And that's pretty easy to get. So we can talk about that some other time. Now, you do need full-time employment. Okay. Now, everyone in the health sector is quite aware of this program and they're looking for people. Now, this program is just starting out. It's in the pilot program. And so what I am here to do, and my team is here to do, is prepare you for when this pilot program, as soon as it is active and accepting applications, we want our clients to be prepared. And so that's why we are doing this presentation, to help you prepare. You can gain work experience in the next 6 months because we're not anticipating this program to be open until the end of this year, early 2025. Between now and 2026, they want to bring in 15,000 care workers who will have their PR upon arrival. So it's very, very important to plan. And immigration and it comes to like study, visitation, whatever, you have to plan. And this is a great opportunity for people to plan for a permanent residency. Okay, it's immediate as soon as you enter into Canada. So how can we assist you? One, we will see your eligibility. Okay, we will take a look, we will scrutinize and see where you can fit and where you can improve for success. We will give you one-on-one guidance. So we will walk through the process, we will hold your hand through the process and guide you accordingly. That is very, very important for us. We're very transparent. So we will walk you through the process. There won't be anything hidden or private or secret. We will carry you along. Okay, our integrity is very important in our organization, and what we say, we do. Okay, we assist you with all the paperwork. Now, paperwork can be very confusing. Okay, we will scrutinize all documents, we will take care of all the application process, and we will carry you along. Okay, we do employment assistance. Okay, we will assist you with employment options, but we cannot guarantee you a job because the employer does that, right? We can line you up, we can apply, we can make your CV look amazing, your cover letter, we will prepare you for success. That is what we do, okay? Now, when it comes to the application, when we are ready to submit, your fees will be due, okay, for the application itself. Now, we will help you submit that. So you don't need to stress on how you're going to submit this into immigration. We will help you along the way, okay? And then before we submit, we review it. We review everything in detail again. We go over it one more time before we submit. So there's no area where we will not do our due diligence. Okay, so you can trust us on that. Now let's go through what is required. Okay, like we did talk about your IELTS exam, your language proficiency, the general exam is all that is required. Okay, now depending on the country, you know, I can see this go for about $300 Canadian. You know, it depends again where you are writing your exam. Okay, I think it's pretty straightforward, but you know, if you're looking for where to do the exam, we can hook you up. That's pretty easy for us. And there's a lot of training you can do online that is free. Okay, then your medical clearance and your police clearance, that is going to be required for you, but not immediately. We will wait for them to request it and then move forward. When they accept your application is probably when they're going to want you to complete those particular documents. Then you have the government fees, okay? If you have not applied to go to Canada before, you will be required to submit your biometrics, which is your fingerprinting, okay? Now, the cost of that per person over the age of 13 is $85. Now, if you're applying as a family, which you can in this program apply as a family, it will be $170 maximum per family. So if you have children that are above 13 and 2 adults, it will be maximum $170. Okay. Now the application fee for this per adult. Okay, I'm going to say that. I didn't say that in the previous presentation, but the application fee is per person. Now, when we do applications, and that's why our fees are the way they are, is because we're focused on individual applications. We join you together, but they're always individual applications, okay? For the adults and the children, they're all separate applications, and so we need to treat it as that, okay? So the application per adult is $635, okay? Because remember, it is an application fee for PR. And then your rights to permanent resident fee is $575 per adult, and no fee for the children, but there is an application fee of $175, I believe, for each child. Okay. Now we go into our consultation fees, and like I said, our professional fees. Like I said, this is PR, permanent residency. So we need to treat it as a very complex application. So We do charge a consultation fee. For anyone who is interested in participating in this program, fill out the form, send it to me. We will charge you $200 to go over it and talk about your specific application. People need to understand that there's no real standardized fee. Every application is different, and we need to treat it as different. Now, $200 we charge for that consultation fee. Don't panic, because it's not money that's going to be thrown out the window. When you decide to go full action into your application and hire us to represent you or to work on your file, we will credit that $200, okay? This is just a one-time fee in the beginning, so you get an idea. It's money well invested because you don't want to make any mistakes. Okay, we work with you, we hold your hand. Okay, now when we go into the permanent resident application, the caregiver application, we do charge a fee of $4,000 USD. Okay, it sounds like a lot, but it's permanent resident. So there's a lot more time and energy that goes into these applications. And so that is mandatory. That's what we charge. Now, the job search fee is $1,500 USD. Now, this is optional. You don't have to hire us to help you along the way. You can certainly do it on your own. You have resources online. You can find those agencies that are hiring healthcare workers or so on and so forth. So that's strictly optional. I encourage people to do it on their own. We can offer you a service to help you with your CV and your cover letter. Okay, a lot of people don't know what it takes to have a Canadian standardized letter and CV. So we can certainly assist you with that. Okay, now how do you get started? Fill out the evaluation form. I posted it in the WhatsApp group many times. I posted it on our chat. You know, you fill it out, you get it back to me. Please do not print it. You can fill it in using Adobe Reader on your phones, on your laptop, wherever. I just have a hard time reading people's writing, and that's why I created this fillable form. So it's easy for you just to fill in, check off and fill in, okay? We will check your eligibility. Okay, we will do that for you and say yes, or we'll tell you where you need to improve so we can get success. Okay, and we will discuss that in our consultation. Okay. No, just some words of what people have said about working with us. Okay, some testimonies. You'll feel free to read it later. So in conclusion, this program has really tailored itself for success of caregivers coming to Canada. You need to take the time to know what you want. I have a lot of healthcare workers contacting me and say, are they eligible? Are they eligible? If you are in healthcare, okay, there's no reason why you won't be eligible. Okay, if you're a nurse, if you're a caregiver, if you want to work with children, this and the other thing, as long as we can prove that you have this work experience, minimum 6 months, and you have your IELTS, there's no reason why you cannot participate in the program. Okay, but remember, it's not up and open yet. Okay, they will be announcing it in the near future when they will open the portal to accept applications. So that's why we need to work on it now. Prepare yourself to relocate in 2025 as a permanent resident, because right now in Canada, it's tough. It's tough. If you don't come in with a work permit or with a permanent resident status, it's tough. I'm telling you, it's really tough in Canada right now. They are really cracking down because they have a lot of refugee statuses and everything, and people, applying for asylum. It's tough. So have a plan. It's really, really important to have a plan, and we are here to help plan with you. Okay, so just consider that when you are trying to make way into a foreign country. Canada has great opportunities. There's a lot of incentives here, and we are here to work with you. Now, I just want to tell you, I don't know why I have It's telling me that they're going to discontinue this meeting in 5 minutes or less. So I don't know how I can go about answering your questions. That's what happened earlier, and it's happening again. I have the premium program on this, and yet it keeps disconnecting me. So I need to call support to figure this out. But if anyone has any questions, please ask them now quickly before our meeting is discontinued. So if you have other questions, I will open up the group. Because of this glitch that we're facing here, I can open up the WhatsApp group and answer some of your questions quickly tonight before we conclude for the evening. If that's okay with you guys, we can certainly do that. But quickly, I can answer a couple questions right now. So please, you can, okay, so we have a question coming.
Okay, so the question is, if you're a caregiver in Canada and you're coming through resident permit, how long are you going to remain a caregiver? When can you switch your career? How long can you stay as a caregiver? Thank you.
I don't know that answer actually, but I would assume that you would have to fulfill your contract with your employer, because the employer is going to employ you for a few years, I would guess. But you really don't want to come in and take advantage of the employer and only come in for your PR. You know what I'm saying? So, make sure that you work with the employer for the length of the contract, and then, start planning to go another direction. That's what I would advise. Does that answer your question? Hello?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Right.
Okay, wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. Any other questions that I can answer quickly before we get disconnected?
Hello.
Hi. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hello,
good evening to you.
How are you?
I'm fine. What's your question, please? Hello? Do you have a question?
4 questions. Hello.
Hi, I'm here.
Yes, I have about 4 questions. First, I wanted to ask if this is connected or related to the express entry route.
It's not. It's a permanent resident route. It's not express entry.
In any way. Hello?
Hello, I'm listening.
Hello?
I can hear you. What's your next?
I wanted to ask if this is connected to the express entry in any way. Okay, that's one. The second one is, can there be a waiver for the IELTS qualification?
No.
For UK residents. For UK residents.
There's no. You cannot. Even in your Canada, any PR program, it's mandatory to have your IELTS exam results. It's mandatory for PR.
Okay. For the certificate evaluation, does US CANIG suffices?
Say that again?
US for the certificate evaluation, does US CANIG suffice?
US? Yes, someone from the US. Yes, the US can also apply for sure.
No, CANIG, the US is a CANIG certificate evaluation in the United States. Does that suffice?
I'm really not understanding your question. Can you contact me privately so I can understand you?
Okay.
Sorry, I'm not understanding. And we have less than 1 minute.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. Just a quick one. I want to find out if someone is already living in Canada,
yes,
with a work permit, can the person go through this program as well?
They can. Yes, they can. They can apply in Canada as well. If they're in the caregiver program, that is definitely an advantage for them.